Good morning, it's that time again to give some updates from using rideshare in Orlando, Florida. So I've done a few videos before where I have given the costs and how much I paid whilst in Orlando, Florida, travelling to different places. So yeah, this is a little update. It's a 2025 update from my recent trip in January, end of January, February, where I went over to Orlando, Florida on the new Disney Treasure, the cruise, absolutely fantastic, and the new Stella Nova Resort whilst enjoying some more Universal. So this is going to be a run through of course, a couple of trips, and hopefully helps you budget for using rideshare. So this is going to be for Uber, so I used Uber on this trip. You can use Lyft and other apps as well, so this is not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by anyone in this video, anything like that at all, but this is who I use just for convenience, but you can use other rideshare apps. So let's get started. So of course, landing in Orlando, Florida, this trip was a little bit different. My flight was cancelled, and then the next day I was put on a new flight and arrived in MCO Airport, Orlando Airport, and decided to get an Uber. And this trip was $40 now. I went direct from MCO to Disney's Port Orleans Riverside Resort. I never got much chance to explore the resort because the next day I was going to spend a full day there, and then the following day I was getting picked up by a Disney Cruise Line coach bus and taken to the Disney Treasure. And that did happen, but I never got the full day because of the flight cancellation. But the resort is absolutely stunning. But it was $40 direct, and again, these prices can all vary depending on times. So yeah, it's all depending on supply and demand when it comes to these rideshare apps. But $40, not too bad in my opinion, and yeah, never took too long as well. So then I went on the cruise. Went on the cruise for a week. Went to the Caribbean. Amazing trip. All those videos, those vlogs for myself are up from the ship, on the ship, and that trip as well. Got back off the ship, got the coach. I paid for the coach, or just the easier option for myself, a Disney coach again, to take us back to Disney Port Orleans Riverside Resort. I was not staying there again, but it was just the easier option to go there, relax for a little bit, enjoy some more of the resort. But then I got an Uber to my new hotel for the week, which was from Riverside Resort. The trip, sorry, for Uber was the trip from Riverside Resort to Stella Nova Resort, the brand new Stella Nova Resort, which was only a few days open at the time when I stayed there, and had a fantastic time checking out a brand new hotel and in Universal Studios Florida again. And that trip was $27. So in my opinion, again, not a lot of money to spend to get to there, but yeah, it's just sometimes it can be hard getting a coach or a bus or any type of kind of transport if you're not driving from Port Canaveral, from the cruise ship back into Orlando. So that's why I done the bus and then got an Uber, so just to kind of make it a little bit easier and relax really, as well on the cruise. Get off the cruise, sorry, on the bus back to Disney's Port Orleans. And then a few trips, so I done a few trips while staying at Stella Nova. So I decided to go to Clearwater Beach for the day. I booked that excursion with another company, but I had to get picked up at International Drive, and more specifically Icon Park. And I got an Uber from Stella Nova, Universal Stella Nova Resort, to Icon Park, and that was $13. Enjoyed a day at Clearwater Beach. I've been there before, this was my second time there. Had another fantastic day. A lot of changes because of the damages. I'm amazed at the power of the hurricane and everything else recently from last year, and yeah, it wasn't nice to see that. A lot of changes, a lot of damage done. And after enjoying a day at Clearwater Beach, got the excursion bus back, but the excursion bus was kind enough to drop us off at Universal's Dockside Resort, which was another resort where someone else on the bus was staying at, we got off at that resort as well. We then got a Universal bus into City Walk, and then from City Walk we got a bus to Stellanova, so there was no cost involved with that because we were utilising the Universal bus as well. So a little trick there, a little tip for you. Then another trip out to SeaWorld. I think it was the following day, the next day after that. So SeaWorld, amazing park. I love everything to do with it, the feeling, the vibe, the theming of that park. Go back on a ride or two, watched some of the shows, which was fantastic. All those videos are up as well from Clearwater Beach and SeaWorld. But the cost for Uber to get to SeaWorld on this trip was $11. Again, not a lot. And then back home, you call it, back to the hotel, it was $10. So yeah, can't complain for that price. That's really good price. And again, you're not waiting too long. It was only like 5-10 minute wait to get the Uber get picked up and straight back to the resort. Went to Universal Studios and decided to have a day at Universal Studios, back at Universal's Islands of Adventure. Islands of Adventure, Universal Studios Florida. But on one of the days I decided to go to Vineland Shopping Centre after the theme park, just to kind of have a look around. Never recorded much at the Vineland Shopping Centre, but I did get an Uber. The Uber, mainly what I'd give you the price really from Vineland, so if you're ever going to Vineland Shopping Centre and staying back at Universal, my cost was $24. So a little bit of a distance, but that's a good price, again, in my opinion. $24, and it was late in the evening as well, so again, the supply and demand with the cost and everything else, you probably could get it cheaper, you probably get it more expensive, but $24 for myself that night was fine. I was okay with that. And then the last trip, the final trip. So not a lot of trips with Uber on this occasion, but yeah, Stellanova, back to the airport, back to MCO Airport, and that was $24. So I managed to get the trip direct from Universal's resort to the airport. Was $24, which was really good. And yeah, even thinking about it just now, going back, it was easy enough to get the transport back, but in my head just now, at the time of this video, I cannot wait to get back. As we all do once we start leaving, we always think when we can go back. And as of this video just now, I will be going back very soon. So I'm going to do a separate video just to keep it kind of separate for the channel. But yeah, I'm reaching. I'm in double digits, calendar wise, days wise, for when I'm going back. And can you guess when I'm going back to? But also I would be doing a bit of Disney on this trip as well, so cannot wait. So look for that on my channel, hit subscribe and join the community if you wish, on social media and on YouTube. So in total, for all of these costs for Uber on this trip, for the week trip I was there, was $100. I'm kind of rounded things up a little bit, but $150 all in. So I don't know what that is. The exchange rate is £130, something like that, maybe between £120 and £130. Yeah, I think that's great value for money when you compare it to hiring cars for insurance and the cost for hiring a car and the fuel and all that kind of stuff. Just for me, myself, it's just convenience really. I just want to relax. I don't really want to drive around. But if you want to see further afield, if you want to see further out with Orlando and more of Florida, you need a car. You will need a car to go and see all these different things out with the theme parks and mainly Orlando and stuff. So hopefully that helps. Just a quick video really, just an update, because I know sometimes this can be useful to budget, and I have done these videos before just over the kind of months and years every time I go back to Florida to give you an up-to-date price. But you can also download the app just now, the Uber app for example, again not sponsored, and you can do a live check right now for yourself. So if you were at or in Orlando, you can check different locations and give you a price just now. Just bear in mind the time difference from here to there just now for that. But anyway, hopefully that helps. Hope to see you in the community and watching the videos. And until the next video, take care. Bye bye.